What's good, comic fans? This is Confire Comics, and this is where we're bringing you our top 3. It's a weekly video series where we bring you our personal top 3 picks of the week. This is a spoiler-filled video. If you're looking for a review over these comics, you can go check them out on our website at confirecomics.com. So, man, let's jump right into this. We got some good ones to talk about today. You're here with Confire Rich.
And I'm Confire Nate, and the first one we're going to be talking about is Batman number 44. What did you think about this, Rich?
I remember halfway through you mentioning about them switching up the, the artists and stuff through this, which was why it looked a little bit different. But I liked it. I thought it was good. I was wondering how they was going to continue on with the storyline. It ends up they went back. It was a nice feel. You know, we hadn't seen Bruce Wayne as Batman in a while, and I liked that they kind of went back and showed Batman being Batman again, even though it was in the past. So I was enjoying it. Just classic Detective Batman running down leads, kicking in doors. It was really good. I enjoyed reading this comic.
Yeah, the thing about it that people might know, I mean, it's still written by Scott Snyder, but he brought in Jock, who's someone who has worked with him on, if you read the other comic he does, Witches. He brought Jock in to do the actual, give Greg a little... give Greg a break. Everybody who draws needs a break every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Jock drew it. It's got that just dark, kind of gritty look to it. I love his artistry, by the way, but I felt like it worked well because this was a flashback.
Yeah.
I mean, not really a flashback, but this happened in the past. So getting to see a different look of it, I think helped you focus on that. And all in all, this issue, I thought, starting out, I mean, it was so much like a straight, just like a short detective story.
Yeah, this is exactly
it was a detective story all the way. It was Batman detective style all the way through it. And it basically gave us some big important information, which is that this Mr. Bloom, this new, bad guy that's coming up, this dude's been around a while.
Yes.
He's been around since shortly after Zero Year, and we all know that's been a while ago. So... that's interesting. I mean, I kind of wish they would have talked a little bit more about him. I'm sure they're going to lead up to kind of explaining who he is, but I did like the fact that it turns out that this guy's been around a while, and he's got something up his sleeve.
Oh, I kind of gasped when I saw him. I thought it was fantastic because at first I was like, okay, they're kind of doing a throwback. They're going back in time. Taking a break from the main story and, whatever, just telling us something else, giving us a little bit of Batman. Had some awesome scenes with Batman, him, the way he was punching some people, like a no-nonsense attitude, putting the, bird feet on the rope. And, he was hardcore. He was ready to get down to some business, especially after that ordeal with Zero Year. You see how he was kind of focused cleaning up the streets. But I thought it was just, to be honest, like a break, throwaway story, just... something to keep us occupied until they get back. And so when we went into that, meadow, if you will, down the streets, which I thought was pretty awesome, how it was all grown up, there at the end, you had the villain there, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. They're showing this guy's beginning. This might be his very first potion. Well, I can't say that because he already had a reputation on the streets, to go there and get stuff. So
well, but it was probably one of his more original concoctions that he created, and I thought it was interesting. The name of the street there was Bloom Street.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's where where he might have got his name just because it's Mr. Bloom on Bloom Street. Which sounds like something that you'd learn in Sesame Street or something.
Or it was Blossom. I think it was Blossom Avenue, or it was something like that.
Was it Blossom?
I thought it was.
That's what it was.
But it was definitely connected. Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that when I read it.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, and it was, I'm interested to see what's up with this guy. He definitely looks like he tried out some because you could see it was like a little vial. He drank this little vial and turned into some kind of he basically got wings. And then it ran out and he died.
Yep.
So, he's definitely, you can see from that he has definitely improved on his work. But he has been working from a long time creating these kind of, these abilities to give people abilities, if you will, some type of a potion or, now in the newer ones, a little seed. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm excited to see what this guy's about.
The one thing we know is Bloom didn't really surface, to the forefront until after, Bruce Wayne or Batman lost his memory or whatever. And so now, but you know, Bruce Wayne either has or is working on an antidote right at that moment, you know, leading up to the time he lost. So somewhere in the Batcave, there's an antidote, some research he's done on this guy that he has. Whenever we go back to a current time and he snaps out of the funk that he's in and they jog his memory back, he's going to have some answers.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure. I mean, I liked how they kind of showed everything, that kind of give us a little like an afterthought of what happened after 0 Year. You know, everything's trying to rebuild. You know, Bruce Wayne's coming in trying to help by building housing projects and fixing them up and things like this. So it kind of gave us a little bit. This is what happened right after 0 Year, but it also showed us about this new guy. And you're right. He picked a great time to pop up. Mm-hmm. You know, a great time when you know, Bruce Wayne / Batman is kind of indisposed, you know, mentally and everything, and he's basically, you know, he's got Gordon, you know, basically taking the lead. But you know, even Gordon said some of this stuff seems familiar. Like this guy has probably been around for a long time. And Scott Snyder, of course, did a great job with the Court of Owls, creating a new bad entity that had been around a long time and was able to fuse it in very well with what had taken place. So if there's a guy that's going to do this right, he's doing it again now with Mr. Bloom. Right. So I'm excited to see where he goes, and you know, where we're going to go is on to the next comic, which is Vader #9. Now, Vader is Vader. So, of course, this comic is going to be exciting. Oh, yeah. But what about this comic did you like the most, Richard?
There was a lot I liked about it, but there was one line. You know what I've come to like about Vader is his one-liners. And I like, you know, because he's always so quiet. So when he speaks, you know, he kind of makes it important. And so when he ridicules somebody or he snaps on somebody, it's always entertaining to me. But he had that one line in this comic when the twins were in there, just, you know, weighing lace to everybody in this bar. And he made a comment about their saber works rudimentary, effective at least, or something like that. Like he was talking about him being reckless and stuff. And I just found it very funny because I could just picture him being kind of calm and just like, psh, these kids, you know?
Yeah, no, because they were all running around, you know, just murdering people, you know, just taking them out. And he's just like, you know, he's just sitting there and he's like, look at this, you know, bad lightsaber work. Yeah. And then he was standing beside that dude and he's just like, wham, right, knocks out the lightsaber and goes to town. And I mean, he didn't show it, but it was just like, yeah. Oh yeah, Vader's he's disgusted with these people. You know what I'm saying? He's just irritated by the whole situation. He just wants them, you know, to go away. You know,
there was a lot with this one with it because, you know, Vader, you know, you got this dude who's this detective that's running around with them who's on point. I mean, dude's on point with everything. And I like how, you know, Vader's like going behind the scenes, covering his tracks up pretty well. It's like, I disbanded these, you know, the rebel force, which I thought was interesting. He's just sitting in his cave waiting. And even then he's talking smack like, man, you are lacking so many parts, you know, you're slow. And it's disturbing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I led a trail of breadcrumbs and it took you forever to get here. Now let me kill you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was just like, he was just like, man, you gotta be kidding me. You know, I loved it when those guys came out, you know, because he was just like, I mean, he was sitting there and they're all like, man, we're going to get a shot at Vader. We're going to get a shot at Vader. Yeah. You know, and they're all sneaking and stuff. And he's like, finally, you know what I'm saying? And he knocked them, took them out. And the thing is that he's just using this to cover up, you know, what he did. Yeah. You know, you get to see a side of Vader, which I don't think you got to see so much in the films. Maybe just a little bit. But the dude is smart. And he's got a plan.
Yeah, he's definitely.
And he has got a master plan, and he is making it. And this comic again just reinforces that, and I think it also reinforces the fact that this little inspector guy is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he really is.
Because this guy's smart, and he's keeping an eye on him real close. You know what I'm saying?
He's eyeing Vader because he's asking him. He's like, "Why am I taking the lead on this?" What, you know, he realizes Vader's not being his normal self or what he is, you know, assumed Vader would be like. So.
Well, just like what you expect from him, you know what I'm saying? Like what you're used to, you know. He has a reputation, man. He's Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, well, I've heard about you. No, everyone knows who you are, who Darth Vader is. And he's sitting there, and it's funny because he was like, oh, I was surprised. He's just like, I'm still figuring you out. That's basically what he said. He's like, I'm still measuring you up. I'll let you know when I'm ready to say something. Again, just the one line, shut you down, no conversation happening. He's like, I don't have time for this.
He's not getting rattled. It was funny because, you expect some people to, see him sweat or see him get rattled. And even though we talk about this all the time, you can't see Vader's face or his expressions, but they do a really good job of getting his tone across and his feelings across throughout these comics. And never once do you feel like Vader feels pressured, annoyed and aggravated, but not like sweating. He's just like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, you never get that sense from him. He's just kind of like, whatever, I'll deal with this problem like I deal with all the other problems. And exactly. I think it's awesome. Even when he made that call to him about, oh, you didn't report it. Like, Vader's sitting on like a spaceship. I always picture he's kind of leaned back, just chilling. Like, I took out some rebel forces. You can go check out the work if you want. He was just laid back. It's kind of cool. I picture him with legs crossed, eating an apple. Just kind of relaxed. Just another day's work. Yeah,
and he was like, well, why didn't you report it? He's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, I'm not going to report something that's so insignificant. Yeah, exactly. So
it was awesome. I loved it.
And he's got his little girl doing something, man. She's doing something on the side there. So, I mean, she's kind of his, like, set things up while he's, up on the forefront of, the eyes of the Empire on him, and he's got her doing stuff. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but this comic, it continues to be great every single issue. So, again, Vader #9, check it out.
For sure.
We're gonna save the best for last.
Heck yeah.
Especially for people who are huge Star Wars fans like me and Rich are. And I'm gonna let you start right now, Rich. What did you think about Journey to Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Shattered Empire #1?
Man, I didn't know this one was coming out until the other day, and I was like, really? So they're gonna pick up right here? And immediate nostalgia immediately. I mean, the very first scene, it's like Luke and Vader, fighting. It's the battle of the Death Star. People flying around. You hear them calling each other out, and like you're instantly sucked into the world that you grew to love. And it was amazing. I was just reading all the, not really talking about anything, just talking about the war and the battle that was going on. It was just like, it made me want to go and put the movie in and watch it. So I was totally on board for that. I was like, whoa, I was surprised actually. I thought it was going to pick up a little bit further, but they picked up, tick for tack, literally overlap from the last Star Wars, the Return of the Jedi. So I was surprised that it went back right there, and I'm glad that they did, because I don't know if you caught this or not, because I had to go back and reread it, but we just got introduced to a Force Awakens character's parents. And when I read the name, I was like, Dameron. And I was like, Poe Dameron? I was like, that's Poe Dameron's parents, dude. And
we basically got to see his mom, his dad, and possibly the consummation that produced it.
Oh, ain't no possible to it, man. That was 100%. They just made Poe right there. Poe. Yeah, we just saw you get made, son. Mama bad too. Just want you to know. They had her looking good. I was like, man, she tight in the comic book. Here I am reading this comic. I was like, man, she nice. But I found it awesome that both of his parents are superb pilots, which really goes a long way, because that's what they're painting Poe to be, is like, this cowboy, pilot, he's the best in the galaxy, like he's the man. It makes sense. I don't know what's going to happen to his parents as far as if they live, if they get to, train them up or what, but it's in his blood to be a bad pilot.
Well, an interesting thing about from what we've seen from the new movies is that Poe starts off with the rebels. Okay? He's with them now. Okay? Yeah. He's already there. So it would make sense for his parents to be in this, and somehow he has made his way to this point.
Oh, yeah.
Following in your parents' footsteps.
Yeah,
so,
it's just been ingrained in him. There's no telling how long he's been flying. I find it, that was my favorite thing about this, probably because it gave me some insight to the new movie that's coming out in like 98 days.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, this is the whole purpose. You know, the books, all the stuff's coming out. We have a huge gap between Return of the Jedi and the new Force Awakens. I mean, there's a gap. There's questions that need to be answered. As Star Wars fans, we are searching for those answers. You know, unbelievably, just crazily wanting those answers. So for them to come out with a comic book that kind of gives us, I mean, like you said, I thought it was going to pick up a little ways after. No, it picks up at the point. I mean, right when this is taking place. And, I mean, you know, like they mentioned in there, hey, we got guys on the other side of the moon. They're fighting. They don't even know they lost. You know, so they're having to do that. And then apparently they found something in there, and they're like, man, our fight's not over. There's a lot of information going, you know. I'm excited to see it, man. I want to know what happens, you know. And the thing about this comic, which is, you know, it's a 4-parter. Okay, it's not going to be a It's a 4-part comic. A lot like Lando. We're gonna get a 4. You know,
I ain't gonna
Lando's
lie.
a 5-part.
I wanted this to be like 39 issues. I wanted this comic to just keep going until The Force Awakens comes out, because I was like, I'm about to get all kinds of little nuggets and backstory and stuff, and yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna take everything I can get. But that's, of course they would do that. You know, of course they're gonna just, you know, drop little tidbits and like, hey, here's Poe Dameron's parents, and you know, who knows, we might get who knows what other information we'll get, man. But 4 issues, well, you already know they making the top 3 every time they come out.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be exciting. I mean, you figure these 4 issues are probably gonna run us up once a month, right up until the movie comes out. So it's gonna answer some questions. It's probably gonna raise some questions too. Hopefully ones that will be answered in the movie. Again, something I want to point out about this comic is written by Greg Rucka. And if that name sounds familiar, he's the guy who writes one of our other favorite comics, Lazarus. So if there's going to be a guy who's going to be able to tell this story, because you know from Lazarus, they can pack a lot of information into an issue. If there's a guy that's going to make the most out of these 4 issues, it's going to be Greg Rucka. So I'm really excited about this. Again, I'm pretty sure this is going to hit the top every single week.
I'm waiting. It will, no matter what, because I don't care what kind of piece of information we get. It's going to be big for me. Man, yeah, I'm excited. You know, I love it because it's really going to build up to you don't need it. Like, you can go watch The Force Awakens and not read any of these comics, and you're still probably going to enjoy the movie and understand everything that's going on. But it's awesome for the fans who do read it, now have a little bit more insight as to what's going on when it happens. Or, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I know his parents, and that makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't know, I'm excited. I'm stoked for this comic, and I'm ready for the next one to come out now.
That's right.
But no, that's our top 3. Nate, you want to take the top 3 away? Because I forgot. I'm still thinking about Star Wars.
We got Batman 44, Vader number 9, and the long Journey to Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Shattered Empire number 1. And that's it. That's all we got. If you guys enjoyed this, please subscribe to our channel. You know, like, send us a message. Let us know what you think. I mean, we want to talk about this with you guys. We want to know, did you like this? Are you excited for the next one? You know, did you enjoy, you know, about Vader? Did you like the little backstory about Batman?
Did you catch Poe Dameron's parents? Did anybody else pick up on that?
I mean,
because that was
if you're not a Star Wars fan,
subtle.
you might not have picked up on that.
Yeah.
But for us Star Wars fans, we were eating it up.
Absolutely.
So let us know what you think. Subscribe. Give us a shout, man.
Yeah.
And check out our website at ComfireComics.com.
Hey, and follow us on Twitter at ComfireRich, and that's Comfire Nate over there, man. Hey, until next time, guys, we out.
See ya.